Really?
Very dark places. That's a dungeon they're going to throw me in for hating Murloc babies.
And rightfully so. I'm on board. I will lead the prosecution there. I got a lot of dirt on this guy next to me. We spent a lot of time together. So Anubis,
I'm gonna just call up the guy who ran over Diva, Hexy, and enjoy your walk home.
yeah, it's the pedestrian-friendly city that is Denver. All right, well, I thought we were definitely going to see different compositions here, and that seems to have come to bear already. It's a map that you can run Pharmacy on. I prefer running her on defense on last, to be honest. I think Farrah can be very good there, as they have to come through these small corridors. But what are you seeing here for both compositions?
I think for me, the main thing that I want to see is how Yikes, with somewhat of a divey defense, deals with Widowmaker, because going all the way back to Carbon Series and even the recent times, we've seen teams struggle to actually deal with the Widow well, where they overcommit, and even if the Widow doesn't get early kills, well, they've lost the tank early on and the rest of the team can roll right in. So I really do want to see what Karib does with this, and more importantly, how Yikes adjusts to this early Widow pressure.
The odds he's just going for Dante here are pretty high, as they do try to get some pressure. Dante does by Karib yet again, though, as they trade out on the point. XQC already dead, so it's nice to get some trades on the offense here. It's a very long reinforcement here. So meanwhile, even though Karib went down, he's going to switch to the Sombra of all things, but it doesn't really matter. This is an all completely one-sided fight.
The thing is here is that, yes, Dante was thrown out of the fight early on. That was probably one of the better Widow counters we've seen. It just didn't matter. Immortals engage onto that point was decisive. It wasn't flashy. It just, they leapt onto the right targets and blew them up. And now they're going to have momentum going in the second. And you thought we were going to see Sombra, but Karib, man of many talents, wants to pass into the iris once more.
It's all good. We're going to see Sombra from Ginger Pop, as he is a man of many talents on the other side of things. Defensive Sombra, something we've seen on this map a great deal, and being able to decide where to take the fight is so important. And we saw it yesterday a little bit that you might see fights out here, which you don't see very often with the Sombra. If you can get a good MP out there, why not? But that's going to be a little bit of weight, only at 31%, as the engagement comes hard from Immortals.
Immortals right now going straight up the gut, straight for the face, if you will. Yikes, though. Blade is out here. Dante out for blood. Not really getting much on this blade early on. We'll find Verbo towards the end, and it's Gill, his blade out as well. And it's, for Immortals, it's okay, but it's probably not enough. Yikes has killed enough here to probably throw them up.
Yeah, they do add in another stall character, and it's gonna be May. There is more stall coming out. Korea, they don't really want to give this up just yet. You get the Britney reference?
Just a little bit. I was actually going to say May was the driver of the car, and when she hopped out, she said, sorry.
Sorry.
Either way, though, Immortals is still keeping on the pressure right now. They have the Transcendence. Karib not giving up here just yet, and usually Hexagram teams go for resets here and last, but I don't think Immortals knows the meaning of the word, and this pressure is working out. Yikes is still very much against the wall. They've already given up a tick, and when I say against the wall, it's not their ice wall, it is the proverbial wall of Immortals laying under pressure.
It's a bad ice block there because it was off the point too. Gives up another bit of percentage. The Blizzard will come in, but gets no kills on the follow. You know why I love that they came back in on this one is because they knew the Sombra was in the field. You don't want to give her time to get the EMP and push into the EMP every single time. Keep brawling.
This is really good for Immortals. A lot of teams would have backed out after losing 2 to 3, but they were able to keep it going. This team does not back out for any reason, and this is going from bad to worse for Yikes. Yikes.
That was amazing.
It was great.
Usually once you lose one or two, I'm pretty comfortable being like, that's over. We're going to get a reset. Immortals just kept the brawl going, and I think a lot of it is because when you don't want to let the defense set up. We always talk about it. Your first push on Assault into last is your best push, usually. And Immortals just wanted to hold on to that first push, and they just kept it going. Beautiful play.
Now, let me ask you this here, because we don't see it from all the teams anymore. There was a point where it was very competition standard. Were you a fan of the May there, both in terms of usage and just in general, where you did see some walls and you see how Blizzard came out, but I don't know if it was really super effective in this case.
I think it's still in the mindset of we need to stall, go to May. I think she can still be very good if you get in the corner, if you use your ice blocks correctly, but that didn't happen. The wall corner didn't come in, the ice block was off the point, and it seems like a small thing, but that gave them, I want to say, just eyeing it up 20% more on the point, just because the ice block wasn't there. That's 20% they shouldn't have, and that could be everything. That's another body getting on the point. It's another kill that could have meant, it's a huge mistake, to be honest. To have a May in ice block not contesting the point, it's completely antithesis of her purpose. But I don't think they're fans of it either, but they're still in the mindset of May's a good stall character, someone run May.
I could definitely buy that. And now, of course, you take a look here. Next matchup coming up right after this, Toronto Esports versus LG Evil. And I gotta say, even though LG Evil looks to be favored there, Hex, Toronto Esports, if you're a fan of great carry players, look out for Jaru, guys. That guy is great.
There's some good players on that team. They were impressive to watch. I was surprised by them last week or so. I still think LG Evil should, if they don't get out of that group, something has gone terribly wrong in my mind. There's some good teams there, but they're not there yet, in my opinion.
Well, we're going to take a look here at this round as now Yikes kind of up against a wall here where they're under heavy pressure, not just to finish out Temple of Anubis Hex, but do it with time remaining. You seeing anything out of the ordinary here for the Immortals defense?
Nope, nothing out of the ordinary. Looks very typical to me. I mean, we don't see Ana on every composition anymore, but I think it makes sense here. It's good, especially when you've scouted Yikes and you know that they're very likely to run this composition. Ana can be great at just poking away at the Mercy and making her think twice, and the anti-heal can be super useful as well.
So Yikes right now, they're running a dual approach here where they have most of everyone going up the front. You have Zod going off the flank to the left through the window. We'll see just how effective it is as right now they're taking a bit of their time. They're really actually diving back on the Fate.
Yeah.
They broke back, dealt with Fate in the back line, and now they've earned themselves a 6v5, so I do like the adjustment to the dive coming in from the Mortals.
I wonder what emote's going to be spammed after you just said broke back.
I don't know. That is a technical term, so I make no apologies.
An unintentional memeing from ZP. Usually his memes are much more intentional. Meanwhile, on the point, it is death and destruction being dealt out by Yikes. Farrah came in over the top. They didn't have a response for it. That's first point, but this is the push you need to watch right now. First push should only be the best push. No ultimates up here. Resurrection could come online during this fight, though.
As good as Immortals looked on their attack, this attack so far from Yikes has been even cleaner, more decisive. Ginger Pop almost has a res, and that's a key thing here. If he can stay alive, he can bring up anyone who might die in this initial push. He's about to have it back up, and Dante just cleaning up around, but no! They get public enemy number one. Ginger Pop is out, and now Yikes is gonna have to do this down healing and without a res, but doesn't really seem to be slowing them down, Hex.
Well, we shall put their name to the test. We talked about Immortals being very good at the stall out. At this in particular, desuiting space is nice. You gotta start getting a couple kills here if you want the stall to work. Somehow don't finish the plate there, but Kareev will go down.
Ginger Pop can still get in. We have the Ginger Pop cam. He's gonna dash right in. How many heroes never died? Ginger Pop rolls in and only gets space. It was just a little bit late.
How many hero never died? Brings up space, but this should be held. They've gotten the kills they need, in my opinion. Space. Why did you bring me back to life just to die again? Why did you program me to feel pain? All right, so they're out. They are evicted, and now Immortals is loaded up. 6 ults across the board.
This is what Yikes did not want to happen in any way, shape, or form, because getting in on point B against a fully loaded team, easier said than done. They got Kareev, who was poking out early, so this is one of the ways they can do it while down ultimates, and that's why they're investing here. The Sound Bearer is out in self-destruct. Agility's in rough shape, not able to blade here. Has to wait for the heal. Now he can come back in, and the engagement from Yikes Hex does not get the kills they're looking for, and this is going to let Immortals turn the tables, but they've trained a lot of ults out of Immortals.
Oh yeah, all of them. Yeah, absolutely. Are. They had 6, now they have 0, and I'm no mathematician, but I think that's all of them. What I'm really wondering is, how was he able to... never mind. Okay, sorry. I saw a pack thing happen, and I was like, why is Soundbird doing this?
Actually, yes. She needs... why am I sympathizing with the diva here? I don't understand. But one thing I'll note, the reason why Immortals had to expend so many ultimates there is that was their toll for Kareev dying early.
Yeah.
They had to spend more ultimates than they otherwise would have liked to make an uneven fight more even, because it would have been a clean 65 for Yikes.
Because that's the best thing about EMP, one of the best things. It charges fast, but it also allows you to save your economy. To be able to use the EMP, you don't necessarily have to use giant combo follow-ups there.
No, indeed, and now Yikes, straight to the point. The EMP comes out, no dashes here for Dante, just raw blading right into Diva's back, but he's not going to get too much from it there. Instead, the EMP sets up Immortals to counter dive in and just swiftly throw Yikes off the plate.
Taken out of it, so already going to be a worse time, of course, but now they just have to worry about finishing this map. 4 minutes or so, another beautiful stall. The Space program has been slashed. He has gone down.
I think Space is wondering why the Diva mechs don't come standard with cyanide capsules.
that would make her too strong. Let us know in the next patch. That's a feature you're exploring. Kareev going down early is brutal. This is it's going to force him to use ultimates here. A good opening here for Yikes.
It's a good opening. I mean, they punish Kareev again, but it doesn't really matter. And Gill was able to get to the backline, take down not one, but both supports. So as quick quick as that fight was, it's already pretty much over in favor of Immortals.
Yeah, already out of it, so what did that take? About 30, 40 seconds or so, a very clean kill late, Space dies. Wow, the chase from Agility is getting very aggressive. So I'm just trying to measure out how many pushes you think they have left. 3, 4 at best?
I mean, right now it's 3 minutes, 20 seconds. I would say it even could be as many as 5. It just depends how quickly Yikes wants to roll in. I mean,
they're
Yikes is known,
wiped, yeah.
Yeah, they're known for just diving in repeatedly. The question is, how many good pushes are they going to have? And for me, that number is going to be 1 if they're lucky. They're behind on ult economy right now. They're going to have to do a few pushes to get ahead, potentially. And even then, you're never really ahead when going in on Assault for Temple Anubis. Oh, okay. Agilities runs afoul of a Hog, and this Hog switch perhaps has opened the door here. It's a really good switch.
I think Hog on last needs to be played more often. It's so good at getting that early advantage, the early entry kills as we call them here. Now this stall will come out at Discord and Winston below, but now the Transcend, this is their best chance here so far. We'll see if the stall can work again for Immortals. Reeve's gonna have to come out, not close to any ultimates here. Verbal needs to stay alive and build this because Sound Barrier would be great for them.
Hex, they are Immortals because they die a lot in situations like this. Don't let the cognitive dissonance hit you on the way out, but this is still tough to deal with here because you will have Immortals coming in delaying. They're certainly on the back foot, but look at the dive into the back. Agilities and Fate giving each other a ceremonial high five there as they have just cut the legs out from this Yikes push.
That's all the healing. The blade will come in, and when you're not getting healed, you're not going to live through the samurai sword of Genji. That's it. They push him all the way back.
Why does this keep happening?
I mean, you don't have to sympathize with the hero, but there's a human being behind that keyboard.
A human being that has sacrificed their morals and ethics is that what we're seeing there, Hex.
Well, remember when she got hit by the car earlier? They're gonna set up 90 seconds left for Yikes to just even get this going. Space is gonna have the self-destruct. He's going to try to get something going in there, and we'll see if it works out. But back against the wall here, this is probably their last decent push coming in with Primal Rage's self-destruct. Nice start.
It's a very good start here, where now they got the 65 to open up. The self-destruct to the back. Space not getting that sweet revenge here just yet. 5 on 5. And the EMP comes out. This is where Immortals, they can put a dagger into Yikes right now off the EMP, but they don't quite convert on as much as they would want. They've got a few key kills, but it's Yikes, the final gasp here. 1 minute left remaining, and they're only a tick away. I mean, they have chunked away at the progress here over time, but Immortals is still very good at stalling in this situation.
Well, the offense actually going to stall here too, getting Primal Rage out on the point, letting the people come back in at full force. XQC has got some targets in his sights there. Grim is able to desuit Space, so a lot of the stall potential of the offense actually comes out. XQC has to bail on this one, and EMP comes out. As soon as you see EMP, you know what's soon to follow is Zenyatta just dies. I just don't know why they even make him not just disappear.
I mean, look, as far as robotic buildings go, or building a robot, they clearly didn't value EMP shielding very heavily in the Zenyatta model. I'm sorry.
It's weird, because I put EMP shielding in my butter passing robot.
You know what? That is his only purpose in life, Hex, and he's proud of it.
Dear God. All right,
oh my God.
Last push coming in on the offense. Tries to stop it right away, does Grim. Not going to happen. 2/3 agility, bust on the blade.
Here comes the blade for Agilities. This could be it for Immortals, what they need to win Anubis right here and now. And Transcendence making Agility's job not very fun at all. Immortals going to double down here, though. The Sound Bearer is out, saving Agility's life. And Yikes, already down 1. Play the Mission Impossible theme here, Hex, because it is getting grimmer by the moment for Yikes. They're losing member after member. And though you still have XQC and Space still on the point, it's very unlikely that they're going to be able to turn this back in their favor.
Yeah, self-destruct comes down, just gets a bubble put over it from Space. This offensive stall is important, though. It keeps it alive. It lets your team come back in and help you out. XQC used the Primal Rage yet again to buy more time for his team. Not over just yet. Space desuited, and XQC, who are the last remnants keeping hope alive for their team, will die unceremoniously.
That's the first time Space has died on point. The one time they give him the mercy of death, because all they need to do is throw people off the point.
Yeah. Celebratory blade at the end. Immortals, man. I thought this was going to be a lot closer, and there were some close moments, especially on Hollywood, but it seems they've found whatever gear they're looking for about halfway through. I think a lot of this stuff we talk about Immortals is their comms are going to be so important, but maybe coming online even as the games go up, because they are a dual language household now.
Well, the other thing too is, I mean, this, I would say, Hollywood was very decisive for Immortals. Yikes made control very close, and arguably they should have been able to grab it.
Yeah.
Going to Assault, even going into this matchup, I would have had Immortals taking this rather cleanly to begin with, just because I think they've put more practice into Assault relative than a lot of other Western teams. So the fact that Immortals comes out to win here, not too surprising.
And we're starting to see a lot more evolved strategies coming out onto Assault. It has been a little bit of a forgotten map type in history, but, well, first of all, I just have to say, it's been a terrible day for Divas. I mean, it's been a rough day.
Boo.
Alrighty.
There's a lot of animosity amongst some of these high pro teams about Diva. She can be so frustrating to play, and she shuts down every DPS. It's super frustrating. Well, I mean, she's shutting down my Pharah. I better switch to. The only one who actually has a decent chance against her is Tracer, actually. She can be a pretty decent alt charge and alt battery, if you will.
As long as you don't throw the bomb in the defensive matrix, well, that's one way of cutting through a mech. But, I mean, teams have definitely gotten better at dealing with Diva over time, and certainly teams are very good about recognizing stall opportunities. You didn't usually see teams way back in the day always stall at Divas, but they go, wait, we just delay our death a little bit, buy ourselves 5 seconds here, 5 seconds there, and over the course of a match, that sort of stalling that we saw happen